Welcome to the Music with a Message series brought to you by the Seattle World Tour as part of our Winter Food Drive and Fundraiser. I'm Taylor Hart from Respect My Region, and I'm sitting here today with Soul.
Hey.
Hey. How has COVID been treating you?
Well, I haven't got it, so that's good. It's keeping its distance in that regard, or I'm keeping my distance, I should say. I feel like I've been pretty locked down.
Yeah.
I would love to do my part and also just avoid getting sick. So I've been taking it as an opportunity to really just honestly nest at home, and I bought a synthesizer the other day. I got 2 cats now.
Oh my!
My life at home has changed a lot since COVID, just with all the time that I've spent there, and I'm grateful that it's been a time that I've had creative juices flowing. If I was in some sort of writer's block, or if I had fell into a funk creatively, I feel like lockdown would have been a lot harder for me mentally, and just even from a career standpoint. But I feel like I've been inspired. I've just been taking the time to just kind of work on myself, and I feel like hopefully everybody has been doing that to a certain degree. I believe people are having to spend more time with themselves than they've ever spent before. And because of that, I hope and I believe a lot of people are going to come out of this hopefully evolved in an internal way.
Do you think you would have been able to work on it like that had COVID not shut the world down?
Work on production like that?
Or even just yourself?
Yeah. I personally, some people do well with alone time and some people don't. I'm somebody who I think does well with alone time. So I think I would have already been doing some of the work, but just having so much more alone time, I was able to make more of it.
How are the cats?
My cats are great. I grew up a dog person. My mom was allergic.
I almost adopted a dog at the beginning of COVID.
Yeah, that was the thing. So I took my time because I actually felt some type of way about all these people who are adopting animals that they, in a year or whenever they have to go back to the office, we're not going to be ready to take care of. Or, I was trying to be very self-aware about that, but I've always wanted to get a pet in my adult life. I grew up with dogs. But I kind of just realized that cats fit my lifestyle more. And they're like an alien species to me. I know nothing about them. So having them in my home is a trip. I'm bugged out like it's National Geographic or something. And so it's been fun for that reason, but it's also a lot, they wake me up at all times of night and everything that comes with having kittens. But, it's a positive change.
Have they contributed to the music at all yet?
Yeah, the cats just contribute to the overall energy.
Okay.
They lift the vibrations at home. But when I'm actually trying to make music, sometimes they'll be walking across the keyboard or chewing on my microphone. They like attention.
Sample it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, for sure. I'm definitely trying to get them on a track.
Get a cat type beat.
For sure.
So I know last year you had a ton of things planned in the works. I know you had just announced a tour that you had to cancel with Sam LaChow.
Postpone, hopefully.
Postpone.
Hopefully there's a world where concerts exist again.
Soon, I hope.
Right.
I'm hoping. It's coming up on 1 year since I've been to a concert, and I think I'm dying a little bit inside. Wow. So being able to watch you perform today, even without the beat behind it, it's wonderful because I haven't gotten live music at all in so long, and it hurts me because I'm not somebody who makes music. I just appreciate it and listen to it. So it's been terrible. So I'm hoping I get to go enjoy that concert in the future.
Yes.
It would make it my umpteenth Soul show. So
I love that.
But how has that transition been as far as just keeping your career going as an artist and having to pivot through into a different society, basically, and changing of revenue streams and how are you even going to keep this up kind of thing?
Well, I would say fortunately, one of the kind of blessings in disguise about being an artist or being self-employed, but especially working in the creative world, is that we've always had to pivot, whether it be with technology or with the changing economic climate or a changing soundscape. The music around you is changing. And so you as an artist, you're always having to evolve,
Right.
always having to find new ways of pushing the needle forward.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is really nothing new. And someone like me, I started young, but now I've been in it a long time.
Right.
So I've been selling CDs since they were CDs, and doing it with a Walkman at Folklife,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've been through the MySpace change, the iTunes change, and everything. And so for me, I've been riding the wave of change for a long time. And early on, I just accepted. And I think people deserve credit in general. I think everybody, for the most part, kind of was just like, oh, this is what it's going to be?
Right.
Bet. And people just have put their head down and just been carrying on, even just with day-to-day life in these circumstances. It's pretty extraordinary. So as an artist, I just took that approach. And what that looks like is yet to be fully seen. But, I'm doing different things. I shoot film photography. So my artistry isn't just in rapping, and like I said, I've been producing now too. And so recently I sold some of my film prints. And so that's been just a good reminder that your creative output can also evolve and change.
100%. And I know that you've tapped in with a few of the younger artists in Seattle. Have you let the younger generation influence your music at all? Has it helped you grow as a person?
Always.
Always?
The people and the music.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel close to my peers as ever, and so I have friends that I've been making music with and just a fan of and inspired by, some people for a decade. And there's some people who, I've started working with even within the last year who I find as collaborative muses and people who I've just get me excited about the stuff that we're making. And even just to be a spectator and watch other people evolve, I think always inspires me to be changing and evolving and trying new things. And so I like to keep that energy.
Yeah. Anybody in particular you're watching right now?
Yeah, people who I've been both watching and working with. One of my favorite producers and friends that I've made within the last year. One of the first times that we hung out was at the Seattle sessions, actually. Eric Grady, he's a producer. He does some singing and stuff as well, and he's done work with Javon and some other cats, and is to me, one of the most talented people I've worked with, and I've just met him. So that's kind of exciting. It's kind of like if you're out in the dating world and you're like, wait, no, there isn't just one, there's these amazing people that I can meet out there in the world. And so to collaborate with new people brings out a new side of you as an artist,
100%.
So for me, he's been inspiring me, and with the work that we've been doing, it's been bringing out another side of me as an MC. Some other artists that I really love, out of Seattle, that just influenced me, just like somebody who could be from anywhere, not just because they're my neighbor. Javon, obviously, Dave B has been one of my favorite rappers since I met him.
Delicate was
5-6
incredible.
years ago. Yeah. So, there's honestly, I could list dozens and dozens of people. It's not a short list.
Yeah. How do you think your growth over this year will influence your live show once it comes back?
Well, firstly, I think that none of us, myself included, will take live music for granted, and that every single moment on stage and at a concert is a blessing that I think people are just going to cherish never before.
Yeah.
I think anything that people have had taken away from them that they maybe never even imagined losing,
Right.
you gain a new appreciation for it. And so I have no idea what concerts are going to feel like, but I know I'm going to cry first time on stage. That's for damn sure.
I'm not even going to
hold back, because that's my happy place. For real. I love performing. I love recording. I love a lot of I even love stuff like this and just hanging out with the people I make the music. There's so much I love about music, but performing, the act of being on stage and performing live music is my flow state. It's my happy place. That's where I'm meant to be. And so to not be able to do that has been really hard. And I'm we'll never take it for granted again.
For sure. I'm even like getting super emotional just thinking about it. Cause I've been going to shows in Seattle since I was in my mom's womb. Like my entire life has been spent in front of a stage, and now I haven't even walked into the show box in a year. And that feeling when I get to walk through those doors and turn that corner, like I'm going to bawl.
Yeah, it's gonna be some powerful stuff. It's gonna be powerful stuff.
It's gonna be
because you're not
amazing.
alone in that. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's gonna feel
That's
like
home. So I'm so excited for that. Switching gears now just a little bit, still on the point of concerts though, you're really no stranger to charity. A lot of your shows have been benefit concerts or just any sort of charity donated to it. Most recently Refill last year. I remember I was sitting at work and I watched the entire live stream because we were just so slow that like I could spend my entire shift. I was just sitting at the door checking IDs, like watching it. People walked up and, oh, what's that? And it's like, it's this awesome live stream going on. Obviously very important, but what other things in your life have influenced you so much to just be charitable with almost everything that you do? Giving your profits back to freedom and everything.
my godson.
Yeah. How have the events in your life come up to make you just such a charitable and giving person?
I think just the way I was raised, like with gratitude and feeling like there's no finite amount of success or resources and that you can leverage your community. Like, I guess I've always been really big on mutual aid. Like, if there's a way for me to support you and you to support me and for us to really act as a community, then like I'm always down for that. So starting out, I was just kind of raised that way. And then I think as a performer coming up as like a young artist trying to get on every stage possible, in my come up, I played a lot of benefit concerts. And when I didn't have money because I was a broke teenager, didn't have money to donate to the causes that I believed in, I could donate my craft and my leverage to compel people to come out to concerts, and because I had friends and some fans, and so to really like give an act of service through like what my craftsmanship and what my skill is was like an early thing that clicked for me. Like I can use my performing for good, even if I don't have some crazy, budget to like be donating like I'm Bill Gates or something, So that just evolved, and throughout the years, I would build that into the stuff that I do because the people around me and the people who listen to my music believe in and care about the things that I care about. And so to just explain, hey, I care about the situation that's happening back home in Haiti. This is why, like, and if that compels you and you're able to support, like, come to this concert, and buy this merch, and it's going to help us help these folks. And so, yeah, that's always kind of just been a thing for me.
So on the topic of homelessness and the ever-looming eviction moratorium getting lifted and, millions of Americans being at risk of, losing their home, do you have any thoughts on some of the steps or some of, like, the resources that could be, like, created or like a restructuring, like any thoughts on like how we can push this forward and make it so our community isn't sitting on the side of 3rd Avenue downtown in a tent?
Socialism?
Yeah.
No, yes, but I think empathy and just like I think empathy is like the big thing that is missing in government, in policing, in so many aspects of our society, from a budgetary and from a legal and from like a city planning standpoint. Like I don't have the expertise and I don't know all the details to be able to like really propose a solution. But what I know and what I prescribe, looking at how people are living and the things that people go through, and then how society responds to that, that there's a lack of compassion. And so I don't know exactly what has to change. All I know is I actually do believe that all in all, that we are actually heading in the right direction from the way that people see the world and the amount of the world that people see, basically. Because I think most people are just ignorant. You know, the vast majority of people are good-hearted, solid people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they want to take care of their family. They want, like, you know, like, most people are genuinely trying to do good, and they have a totally different perspective on what is right and who to be afraid of and, you know, like how to deal with situations. But I think the more that people are exposed to each other, and some people are forced to be exposed to other folks, and then other people have had the luxury and the privilege of not having to be exposed to how other people live.
All right. I don't know if there's anything else that you wanted to add. Any final thoughts? Anything else that you wanted to touch on?
I just want to say I appreciate you guys for putting this together. I know the work that goes into producing, you know, events, content, videos, music. And so for everybody that has been involved in this, from the team to all the artists on the lineup and all the sponsors, kudos. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
Appreciate you being here. Just having, you know, all these different voices come together to talk about one main theme, and something that is so close and so personal to a lot of us, because a lot of us either know people or have dealt with people, you know, who go through these every day. So it's fantastic to be able to do this, especially through a pandemic and through this crazy time in America in general. It's really appreciated to have conversations like this. So appreciate that.
Appreciate you.
All right.